And we're live, we're live, we're live. All right. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay at home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery driver, round town, long distance, over the road drivers. Shout out to the brother, Troy Stars, trucking vlogs. That's stars with a Z or Z, as we say in the Caribbean. Shout out to Troy Stars Trucking Vlogs on YouTube. Y'all go over there, continue to support that brother. And shout out to every single clean hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. Yes? All right. Listen, I got two topics this morning. We went live last night for those of you who missed it, and the live was supposed to be for 1 hour long. We started the live at 9 p.m. 11:30 is when 11:38 is when we actually got off the live, or 11:48, almost midnight. So I'm up this morning again, and here I am, and we're doing totally different topics because I still want you to go see that topic. I wasn't going to come on this morning, but I owe it to you because I know a lot of people look forward to this, our time to vibe, right? So big up to you, and I hope you're doing well this morning. Let me shout out a couple of people this morning, starting from the top. Send the list back down, start from the top. And before I start shouting out people, there's two topics we want to talk about this morning. I don't know if you see it, but the new Superman, we grew up watching Superman, right? Superman, big S on his chest. The new Superman is openly bisexual, um, kissing a man, bisexual. There's no hiding it. That's what they want it to be. So we're going to talk about that. See that? And it comes in cartoon form first, and then they're going to do the movie, right? We're going to talk about that and the controversy surrounding that. That's the new Superman. And then we're going to talk about another thing that I saw that I wanted to ask my audience, because me and wife, we done discuss this already. We don't understand how this goes. So here's a mom, right? And apparently her son is gay because him have a husband. However, two man can't make baby. So what she did was she is having their baby for them. So we're going to talk about that one too. All right, we're going to keep it light this morning. We don't want to get too heavy. We got really heavy and cerebral last night, and I want y'all to go see that video. All right, starting from the top, Dorleen Walter Riley, thank you for being here this morning. Big up yourself. I appreciate you. Marvelous Kelly, thank you for being here. Elevate Entertainment, thank you for being here. Teresa Lewis, thank you for being here. Carolyn Scott, Jet Barr, Bakari 876, Lashana Alexander, Dainty D, big up yourself. King Biggs in the building, morning fam. Keegan's Kitchen, thank you for being here. Dre, Bell, Krager Bailey, Michelle Williams, Bakari, Rose Martin, Kim Wood. Kim Wood, thank you for being here. I appreciate you greatly. Nadine Linton, appreciate you greatly. Bam Bam, Rika Lou, thank you for being here. Rush Them Music is in the building. Big up Rush Them Music. Marcia Maynard, thank you for being here. And yeah, that name that I can't pronounce it. Lisa Marie Chin King, thank you for being here. Sandra Clark, Seymour Bennett, and Danya Quesada, thank you for being here. All right. Anybody else I didn't say thank you for being here too? You already know what it is. It is what it is. All right. It's all respect. And you come in a little bit early, I can't just call out your name, but everybody can't be 1 through 10. I saw the thing go. All right. So I'm just randomly big up people as we go through the show. Straight cheese, good morning. All right. Here we go. Let's start off first with Superman. Let's start off with Superman first. So, big morning to you too, Damian Scott. Thank you for being here. So, Superman. The headline on this one says, this is what I want. Superman artist, studio, request LAPD patrol after Superman bisexuality backlash, because a lot of people grow up seeing Superman as this Superman, you know. Superman is in the name, a Superman. He's supposed to be a Superman. Well, things and times have changed and everything is changing around us. I told y'all before, the only thing that is consistent in life and certainly guaranteed is change. All right, them change on Superman. So Superman is no longer a straight man. Superman is now a bisexual man. Superman has a boyfriend. Superman will start out the new Superman series having a relationship with a man. This is a bit weird to me. And don't get me wrong, let me shoot my disclaimer before I go any further. This is not the channel. A lot of people get misconstrued when they come here because they see this flag, right? And the history with, as far as Jamaica goes, and hostility towards a certain group of people and their sexual orientation and all that. That's not this kind of a platform. That's not this agenda. I've said this from long time ago since I got on YouTube, and I'm still saying the same thing. We have no hidden agenda and we have no animosity towards anybody, how they choose to live their life. It's not our concern what your sexuality is. It never is. We work with people from all orientations, and our main focus is always on the task and getting the job done, not what you do in that part of your life. So none of that. And I also believe that all human beings deserve equal respect. You respect me, I respect you, right? You look out for me, I look out for you. That's what it's supposed to be, and that's what it is for me. I am the host of this show. So this is not that kind of a platform. So don't just see the flag and see the title and then run and automatically think that we're going to be saying, because we're not. This ain't it. All right. However, I was raised in a time when Superman was one of the prominent cartoons on TV and then turned into movies, right? The Superman series and all that. So when certain time of the year come, like Halloween, I told y'all before, I don't celebrate these things, but I sure did partake in them because I grew up in the US. I left Jamaica at an early age. So I believe even one Halloween I was Superman. Put on the Superman outfit. You know, mommy buy you like a Superman outfit and you go do your little trick-or-treating through your neighborhood and whatever. So a lot of us looked up to Superman as a... Now, where this is going, let me take this call real quick. I don't want to miss a call. Morning, you're live on the air with Soflo. Good morning, fam. Let me plug you back up again.
Yeah, man.
All right, welcome. You see my topic this morning?
Yes, with Superman.
Yes.
Let me tell you what's going on. In this new generation, you have this thing called lettuce, bacon, tomato, which is the LGBTQ community. So it's that influence now on Superman, but it's not actually Clark Kent. It is Superman's son. So him grow different. Him grow in the new generation of the lettuce, bacon, tomato, which is the LGBTQ community. So it's that. It's the gay pride.
Yes,
influence.
I was just going to read that too.
Little Nas X,
right.
Pregnant Belly is the gay influence that is all over the world. Sodom and Gomorrah, that's where power Soflo.
And that go on.
Sodom and Gomorrah, that's your power. So now,
me not lie, the lettuce, bacon and the lettuce, bacon and tomato. No, so why I love my Jamaican people and my Caribbean people though, because we just say stuff different. Some people don't understand and they're offended, but it's not an offense. Right. I just saw we express myself. This lettuce, bacon and tomato something. I say why this man talking about a sandwich? I'm talking about.
No, man. No, lettuce, bacon and tomato mean the LGBTQ thing, but you see because it's too much letters, so we just say lettuce, bacon and tomato.
So I perfectly get it, brother. I get it. I get it. I was referring to how we express ourselves as a people. But yes, all right. I get that. I get that. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, man, you know, you have to have a little style on it. But
you see,
it's the gay influence that's your power with. That's all right. Remember the artist, the baby?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I make the comment about all of the gay people and them cancel him. So gay pride is a big thing, is a big issue on this generation now. Bisexuality and gay pride and all that. So it's the influence now into the comic book. But it's not Superman, it's Clark Kent's son. It's Superman's son.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah, so it's that. So you're going to see Bruce Wayne turn gay too. Batman, yeah, you're going to see him turn gay too.
All right, brother. All right. Big up yourself.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, what on a Soflo? I was listening the other day about Halloween. Or then they have the shirt was say candy for Batti or something like that.
Yeah.
Then that man try to show you, brother, is the gay influence that's upon the world, man.
No,
you know, it's like it's starting to rise up now with this gay pride thing. Even the pastor brother inside of the cult, ended up the colorful rainbow flag. In part of the community too. Lettuce, bacon, and tomato.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, so the influence that's all over. So is that now remnants of that is sprinkled down into the comic book world. So you see Superman's son now.
Got it.
Yeah, man. Big up yourself. So
man, I respect me, brother. Yeah, man. Me know. Me know. All right. Big up yourself. Oh, sorry. All right. Hear me. In defense of the Batti thing, please be please. I used it as how things change in different cultures. Like, for instance, not to go too far off topic, but in England, they might say Batti, and Batti means you're crazy, right? Or, yeah, you're losing your mind. He's losing his mind. He's Batti, crazy. In Jamaica, Batti means something else, right? So I was saying that for us, we would not put the word Batti on a shirt as far as in a phrase that says, I go Batti for candy or Batti for candy or anything like that, because it would mean something totally different to us. But we are universal and we've traveled a bit and we already know. I remember the first time we were in England, but you see, for people like the brother that just called in, that's what I was trying to tell y'all yesterday, is that some Jamaicans might just be right there with it. And that's what they're going to relate to from them. Say, Batti, the whole thing gone. Is yeah, exchange Batti for candy. Yeah. Right. So I remember the first time I was in the UK, I was 18 years old, just landed in the UK, and it was cold as hell. And I'm gonna pick up a bad habit. I picked up smoking because I was chilling out at this place. It was a barbershop where I ended up working. And one of the guys there, he was a bodybuilder slash smoker. I mean, don't ask me how it worked, but it worked. He was a bodybuilder slash smoker. And I never remember Mike. Mike stand up one day, he was smoking a cigarette outside, right? And I'm inside the barbershop. And, you know, I'm just reach, I'm trying to make friends. I'm young and all this other stuff. I'm out there on my own. Because the family that invited me there suddenly not family anymore, kind of thing. The vibes get iffy. You're going to have to start pulling your own weight around here, that kind of something. So anyway, I asked him for a cigarette. I'm going to tell myself, I'm not going to smoke a cigarette now. Because first I asked him, why do you smoke? Because I wasn't smoking. Why do you smoke? He said, because it keeps me warm. That's BS, because I know later through study that smoking is bad, because especially the nicotine and all that, because it takes away circulation, cuts back circulation from your endings. And for a man, your endings would be like anybody else endings, except for we have one next piece of something that has an ending that definitely needs a steady blood flow, a good blood flow in order to perform. But me never know that. I was just trying to be warm and I was just trying to gain friends. So I go outside, put on his jacket and him smoke. So one day I go out there and I ask him for a cigarette. And he was like, him don't know what me I talk about. And then him asked me if I wanted a fag. Now, I'm coming from the US. Fag for us means something different from a cigarette. See, and so when he asked me if I wanted a fag, I was like, what? Now, mind you, just turned 18. A matter of fact, I just turned 18, step out into the world on my own, and I'm around these people that are older. So the first man that bring fag talk to me around about there, come here and ask for a cigarette. I was like, damn, they get down like this? Like, no, I'm good. I'm good. He was like, no, a fag mate. Fact. I was like, oh, a cigarette. Yeah, a fag. You know, and I'm like, okay, so them call cigarette fag. So it's the same thing with the Batti. And, you know, so that's all I was trying to say. The chat is freezing, Fallon Carrington says. I honestly didn't want to go too long in the live this morning. So don't be surprised if we keep it very short, because the video from last night, that live, I want everybody to run through that live there at some point today. Anyhow, the real story behind this is Superman fans were so outraged. This is what the news is saying. Superman fans were so outraged that their favorite superhero came out as a bisexual that creators asked police to be extra vigilant after the amount of backlash that they received, because people were threatening them online, saying they're going to do this, we're going to burn it down, we're going to do that, we're going to boycott it, we're going to bring violence your way and all this other stuff, right? So they went and got some extra. So law enforcement sources told TMZ that LAPD officers were dispatched to patrol the homes of some of the illustrators and production staff behind the comic. After receiving threats, the studio called the LAPD to request extra patrol around the artist's residence and the studios. Thankfully, nothing has come from any of the threats so far, but police took precautions and they kept an eye out, and the outlet reports that the situation has calmed down at this point. DC announced on National Coming Out Day that the last Superman, John Kent, the son of Clark Kent and Lois Lane, will begin a relationship with a male friend. All right. A lot of people are saying, come on. Why? Why did we have to take it there? Right? I understand what the first caller just said. The first caller just said, basically, times have changed, like I said. And, you know, here you have the LGBTQ community that's fighting for their right to be, they're fighting for inclusion, their right to be involved in everything, to be mainstream. And the problem is that that's a problem to a lot of people who are saying, and now it's turned into something totally different. It's like humans deserve rights. If you want to kiss your lover out in public and hold hands, then I should be able to do the same. It's equal rights for everybody and all this. And then you have a fraction of people that are saying, no, we don't want to see it. If that's what you do, that's what you do. But yeah, and keep it over there and keep it quiet. So they're saying, well, everybody could be out in the open or everybody got to go inside. Just like how I don't want my kids seeing a man kissing a woman is the same way you shouldn't want your kids seeing a. I don't know. The conversation is getting all twisted now, but this is where we're at with it, right? What is your take on this? I want to read some of these comments. The new Superman, which is now the son of the original Superman, is called them dead off the original Superman, right? So is going to start off this series with starting a relationship with a male friend. And the thing is, the illustration already shows them like that. You see? So, are you ready for this? Do you think your children are ready for this? Do you think that this should be mainstream? Or do you think they're pushing this too much and it should be held back until a later date? What is normal to you? I look at things like this. I'm going to read some comments, but I look at things like this. In this world that we're living in, if our duty is to prepare our children to exist in the world in which they live, then we must stay abreast with what is going on in the world. If our best wishes for our children is to thrive in the world in which they live, or they're going to have to live in, like my grandfather always said, I'm going, when I come, me going. So it's your world, basically. That's what my grandfather used to say, and he's still alive, right? God bless my grandmother. She just passed away, but grandpa's still alive, and he always said that, me going, when I come. So I fool in the world, right? And half of the things that happen in our world, they don't really understand, so they just subtract themselves from it, kind of thing. But for us who are raising children that will have to live in this world, in this new developing world where things are very different from what it was in our time, we can't just keep the children stuck on our time, because they will still have it all in their face, no pun intended. They will still have it all in their face every day as soon as they leave from under your armpits. So how do you prepare your child for this type of a new world, this part of the world? Do you just let them loosely walk into stuff and figure it out on their own? Do you let other people introduce stuff to them before you have a chance to, and teach them things before you have a chance to? Or do you be proactive, jump on it and say, listen, this is what education starts at home, right? But how early do we begin this conversation? All right. I asked the question and I got a few answers. All right. Carbro, somebody says the live is freezing, and Carbro is saying the stream is okay. It's some of y'all individual internet. Okay. Jane Doe says they have a commercial on TV where two men are kiss. It upset my stomach to see that. I just turned away. Well, as far as the two-man kissing thing, I've seen it now in many movies that I thought this Saturday gone, I decided to spend the night in the room with my son, who is 13 years old. I'm trying to maximize my time with these kids because they're growing so fast. Soon him not going to spend no time in no room with me, right? He's going to have other things to do. So I laid there on one bed. He's on another bed. We're watching the show, and it's supposed to be a family-friendly movie about a league of superheroes and all this other stuff, right? And it's a series. First episode, nothing out of the norm, exciting stuff, superhero stuff. Second, so we're watching now, we're binge watching now, so we're following the series. Okay, going to the next one, going to the next one. We got to about the third one, and out of the blue, it was two women that were exchanging tongues and sucking lips, and my son is 13, and he was like, whoa, 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 where did that come from? Where's that in the storyline? Like, how did that even come in? I saw it coming, because if y'all watch a movie, deliberately acting is acting. So the director is going to say, no, I want you to give eyes. I want you to give lusty eyes. I want you to look at the person like you're attracted to them. I want you to look like you're making a pass or something, that kind of stuff. So I picked up all that going in. So I'm like, okay, when is it going to happen? Nah, maybe it's not, because it's a superhero movie. It's family friendly. We're on the family channel stuff. And then out the blue, two women one just grabbed the next one and a long, long kiss. And they broke, stopped, looked at each other, and went back in for more kiss again. And I'm like, okay, it happens in pretty much everything that we watch now. So like I said, there's a group of people that's fighting to be mainstream. And then there are people who don't want them to be mainstream because they feel like, as they were brought up and taught, that their life is against our life, kind of thing. Coexist, I do believe in, but this right here, I'm asking you, is this going too far? Is this too early? Is this exposing your kids to stuff that you would rather be the one to do it first? Well, they force you to it. right? So now you're gonna have to work double time. Stacey and Williams said people will live how they want to live, but as parents, we need to educate and help them to understand what is going on. Absolutely, absolutely. Not only, I will even add to that, Stacey Ann, and says people will live how they want to live, and it's not my right to come and dictate how they want to live. It is my responsibility to my children. Morning, you're live on the air with Soflo.
Top of the morning, Soflo.
Good morning, family.
Interesting topic. I just missed the one and the brothers in the education with plans, but I want to stay with the point. The whole issues you're talking very, very carefully. If you notice, you are even selecting your words carefully.
Yes.
The reason for this, it's systematic.
Right.
It's not a part of the legislation. Even in the country where I'm living right now, I'm using an African number. It's just for this guys.
Right.
I'm married.
Right.
One of the something you can find. It's called Sublime Messaging. And if we go into the academic fields, we can go back as far as Babylon. After the fall of Babylon, then came the Egyptians. After the fall of the Egyptians came the Grecians. And they, at the academic, guys like Plato and all these intellectuals, they used to have their little boys who they used to bring.
Right.
And they used to also have, let's use the word, intercourse with them. So these things are now being normalized and putting it in the minds of our kids. It's not just sublime messaging. It's also to make it a standard. So we too, at this moment, that we are choosing our words, that's the sign that they have even more powers over us. Because I mean, I can't tell you where I work, but we feel I'm a Rastaman, and the work which I do, I'm exposed to a lot of things.
Right.
Where I'm talking about with the courts, the high courts,
right,
translator. But when you start getting into certain things, first thing I have to sign is that what I see and hear here, let it stay here. If not, we can't afford. So we can't talk to you. I mean, you in your field, you know the things where you can't talk about intervention.
Right.
No, well, that's what I mean. The thing is so cooked up right now where we're going to have to decide what we teach to pin them and fast. And no stones unturned. And this purple glasses thing and pink glasses thing, take it off. You say, well, if one at Jamaica expose it, and internationally, some country will never expect it off. You might think that there's no prostitution, there's no chichiman in Saudi Arabia. Brethren, we just come back from Dubai. So there's a lot of things we're not exposed to it. So no matter come with the religion and not come with nothing, because it's just a fake thing to cover up a whole lot of things that go on. Okay?
Well said.
And when young Muslim girls are not allowed to have that before the marriage, they have other holes which they use. So even up to marriage, that hole is not touched, but the other hole is being touched by daddy and uncle. You never can tell who. So I'm just touching that out here, that we take down the taboos and start talking about these things as they are. Because it's a one-way street, you know. Get me? Unless you're going to take a prostate as a man, that thing is a one-way street.
Right.
And may I end it here because I don't want to disturb anyone by being sensitive.
Manners and respect. And thank you.
Respect.
All right, sir. Yes, very insightful. I was going to say that. So as you know, I did some time in the military and I did extensive time over in the Middle East, and their culture, I did get to find out that. But bigger than that, there's a documentary out there where they actually caught that the men in Dubai had the kids, the boys, and all boys that work on horse farms for people that play polo, ride horse, and hit the ball and thing. Mostly wealthy people do this. And they keep the little boys in the back who wash the horses, clean up the horse stable and everything. Most of these little boys are not from homes that are financially stable, and a lot of them are from abject poverty, really. And the men who run that facility, I remember the reporter came in and it was dark in there, and the reporter searched for him in the dark with the camera and found him in a corner, like nestled up behind one of the little boy them with little boy pants off him and everything, and his grown man pants off, and he has a wife, and he was like, don't put me on the camera. He has a wife and he has children and everything, but he travels for work. So he was saying that in their culture, it's okay. It's okay when you're away from home that you can take on a little boy, and you get your needs met that way, and until to hold you over until you get home. Them justify them kind of thing that they do any kind of ways. That's why when I spoke, was it Monday? And I said some things, it's okay to travel the world. It's okay to experience other people's culture. When we go to Rome, you do as the Romans do. right? Because you're not in anybody's space to violate them space, and my space this, I mean, you know them something there. And I'm not saying go all the way in, but I'm saying don't go there, act like Bullbuck and Duppy Conqueror. You see how they live and whatever. You partake in what your spirit's comfortable in partaking in, and you leave what you're not. And then that's that. But adapting other people's culture and then bringing it back and then practicing it as if it's yours, then that's where issues start to arise, because your roots aren't going to understand that, because that was never a part of. Yeah. Speaking of culture may I talk about different strokes for different folks, right? One thing that Carla just said that make perfect sense to me is your children. You have to just focus on your children. You know the time. Stop sugarcoating stuff. Stop waiting too long, because other people are going to reach them before you do. And then you don't want to be late in this day and age. Yeah. So Aldine Walker says, why would the gay flag be in a school? What reason or right would the flag be like that be on school grounds? Because there are children who identify as being gay and they feel left out because they are, listen, this is a long time coming. They are identifying with the flag, right? For some of them, they feel like the organization is a safe place. One of the most tumultuous times in your life is when you're late childhood into teenagehood years, them kind of sitting there, kind of figuring out yourself, trying to understand what am I really, kind of thing. If you're having conflicting feelings, you're trying to deal with those as well, having nobody to speak to. So when you see that flag is not just the flag. The flag actually has a whole organization behind it, and they have outreach programs and all these other things. So your child, if your child is having these conflicting feelings and you are one of those people that are hardline on everything, hell no, hell no. Your child's not going to come talk to you. Your child might end up at one of these places where they see that flag flying and go talk to somebody in there. Now, in a sense that they are rescuing your child, right? Because your child don't have nobody to talk to when you should be the person they should talk to. Now, that's very important right there, because you want to make sure that no matter what goes down, that your child is able to speak to you. See? Okay, so you're just asking why is the flag in the school or whatever. That flag is everywhere now. Everywhere now. The bacon tomato. Got it. Amen. So if you take your kid to church, you might as well make them watch Clark Kent, gay son. I agree. I agree. The Bible is banned in schools, but they can teach my child about being gay. Yeah. And the reason is because they're looking at it two different ways. The Bible falls under a religion, and the Bible does not represent all religions. And in a country where you have the right to choose how to worship, they don't feel they need to indoctrinate children in school into one particular religion. So the argument came up, and the argument was, well, if you guys have the Bible here, you're going to have the Quran here as well. You're going to have all the other religious books here as well, because there are diverse groups of children here that come from different backgrounds that are not being represented. So remember, when I was going to school, we used to have to the national anthem in the morning at school, and then prayer. See, and it was under Christianity. The problem was I used to look around like this, and I used to see the little Muslim kids with the hijab and everything on, and they looked really violated, but they looked forced, like they had to pretend like they were in prayer kind of thing. So that's what that was about. This is a broader reasoning, And again, this is not a personal feelings thing, just explaining to you how that played out. Because I remember when the Bible was in school. In my time when I was going to school in the US here, the Bible was in school. The Bible got taken out later on when the whole talk came about everybody being represented versus being indoctrinated under one religion. So that's why they took the Bible out. That flag is seen as inclusion. And there are children in these schools who identify as that. I went to the fair the other day. They had the state fair here in my city, and I went to the fair with my family. By the way, me go to the fair. Sideline real quick, little bit. I have to say this. I went to the fair thinking they're gonna charge about $5, $10 to get into the fair, right? So all of us went to the fair. It's 8 of us there. Again, we got catch. $25 for Kai. Kai is 3 years old. $25 to get into the fair. The only person they didn't charge for was Milani, and she's 1 year old. And I did not even get to go on that one ride in that thing because it mostly had like ride for kids and stuff. $25 times 7. That was the entry fee to get into the fair. But anyway, I went into the fair and I'm walking around, and you know I'm a people person. I watch people. I study human behavior. I like to see how people interact and what's trending and all that. And there was an explosion of little girls walking around with the LGBTQ colors on their arm and locking fingers with and kissing each other right there at the fair. Now, typical US culture, your child reaches a certain age. My mom did it. Your child reaches a certain age, your child wants to go to the movies with your little girlfriend. My mom used to make sure, oh, so you and Nikki want to go to the movies? So she would call her mom, or her mom would call my mom. Did he tell you that they want to go to the movies? Yes. Okay. They said they want to go to the Aventura Mall at the movies. Are you okay with that? Yes. The parents would communicate, right? After we said we want to go to the movies, her parents would drop her to the movie theater. My parents would drop me to the movie theater around the same time. They would see each other, wave, hi, Miss Hampton, hi, Miss. All right. And we waved our parents off, and they watched us go into the movie theaters together. That's how I grew up. And this was when it was time to start taking your little girlfriend to the movies, right? Look at the fair. It was the same thing. The parents drop them off to the fair. It's a closed-in environment. They pay for them to go in, or they watch them go in, give them the money and watch them go in, and they know they're in that secured environment. And when it's time to leave the fair, everybody have them phone now. So you text mom, I'm ready, and I'll pick you up right here where I dropped you off at. This is easing up on your child as they grow, giving them more leeway, more freedom, more responsibility, etc. When they get inside the fair, they're locking fingers. They're kissing in front of everybody. And I saw so many of it in this one little fair that I said, again, my son, 13 years old, I said, Coco, it seems like this is everywhere, I guess. Like, there are a lot of young people that are identifying as gay, and they're walking out open and proud. It's all over their shirt. You know, when you're young, you're kind of extra. It's all over their shirt and everything, and all the wristbands and the headwear and everything. And my 13-year-old said to me, oh, that's nothing, Dad. You should see in my school. You should see in my school. Now, in school, you have a little girlfriend, you kiss between classes and these kind of things. That's how I grew up. You know, a little smooch between classes, or you're talking about that's my girlfriend, but you don't really understand the fullness of a girlfriend yet, or boyfriend or whatever yet, right? But he's telling me that I should see in his school. And he walked past them like it's normal for him. And that's why I said it to him. Because I thought he would have been like, whoa, no, he wasn't phased. And he's 13. He was not phased. He was like, oh, Dad, you should see in my school. Now you should really see in my school. That's nothing. So who are we to tell them what you're feeling is wrong? You're making stuff up. You're being influenced by so-and-so. You're going to fight them down, and they're going to fight you back, right? I was born this way and all this other stuff. It's a hell of a conversation to have. Morning, you're live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Good morning. It's a quick one. Power is married to corruption.
Yeah.
But don't worry about Superman. Worry about superpower called China. Because a recent discussion with my favorite Prime Minister, Boga, said to him,
you're saying some things, fam, but we're not hearing you because you're breaking up our something. We're in pieces of what you're saying. We want to hear you.
I'm talking about my favorite politician, Boga.
Okay.
A discussion in South Africa. And he said, the reason why he's taking the money from China and not from other nations is because China don't have those teaching man. So we won't have no flag of those things in our schools. So I don't know, I have a funny feeling about this guy, but I think taking the money from China is like him sell out Jamaica, but the other way around, we'll have a lot more of this problem in our country. I'm just telling you that personally, and I know it's a fact. So these things are diverse impact on our society from every side. Damn if you do and damn if you don't. Bless up.
Bless up. All right. So he's saying that the reason why Brogal is taking money from China and not from US is because there are certain stipulations that come with taking money from the US. And one of those stipulations is you're going to be all inclusive. Meaning, if we're flying that flag in schools, you're going to be flying it in the schools in Jamaica as well. And you're going to put this into your teaching agenda or whatever. China don't want that and they don't do that. So we'll work with China instead of the US. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't even actually really think that the PM care that deeply about who won, go that way or go that way or go this way. They have other agendas. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's that deep when it comes to taking money. I don't think that's the avenue when it comes to taking money. Them not care. Them we sell out the whole lot if you take the money. But that's another interesting angle to look at it from. Very interesting. Very interesting. Jamaica already have fly the flag. Well, there are organizations everywhere. And that's, listen up, this is what made the LGBTQ community so powerful now. Like the caller said before, even you, Soflo, you that are mince your words or not mincing your words, but choosing your words carefully what you say. And it is because of, come on now, you remember one time you could have cussed them and call them all kind of name, and people used to be very aggressive and abusive towards a certain type of people. And then over the years, these people started organizing. These people started organizing, and the organizing and the standing together became very strong. And now there are people in positions of power within their organization that are willing to look out for their best interests. So if you blow us up and that breeze came in the wrong way, they can flex powers on you. You know? People lose jobs, platforms are canceled, you're barred from going certain places, people lose their sponsorships and all other kind of something. It comes down to $1 in your pocket, food being taken out of your mouth. You think, okay, well, whatever, I'm going to stand on what I stand on and I'll find another way. And you get to find out that you go, whoop, 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 and there, and there. And you get blocked here, there, and there. So they grew their power over time. They grew their power over time. And now the fight is to be inclusive. The fight is to be everywhere like everyone else is everywhere. So much normalized that we no longer bat an eye at it. And that time is going to come. You hear my words? That time is going to come. This is the hard process. I was there when it was really hard for them. Again, no pun intended. This is the hard process, and it's getting easier and easier and easier for them. They've been fighting for a while. They've been fighting for a while. What we can learn from them, though, is unity and how they stand when they stand on something for themselves in defense of one of their own, and even how they use it to control a narrative, to their benefit. So, I mean, it's the world we're living in. It's the world we're living in. You can't change this, and you can't change the world, but you can live within the world and be guidance to somebody, your own child, your nephew, your niece, your so, right, so on and so forth. Explain things to people. Some people, especially when you're young and impressionable, you end up in things that you didn't even think you were going to end up in, and then you're questioning yourself like, what the hell and why? And now you're even more confused than before. So sometimes it does take, but then there are other times when some people just lean that way and they're leaning that way regardless. No sense still in front of my 2, 3, 4 because I saw him just, and as he got to 7, 8, 9, 12, 14, he got even more into that way. So, not here to regulate anybody's life. Not here to regulate anybody's life. Just trying to figure out how we can coexist. That's what I'm doing. See? I'm so happy that I am no longer raising children. It is so obvious that they're being indoctrinated in all kinds of ways. But it's not new. It's not new. Children were indoctrinated from way back when. Religious indoctrination, one of the biggest indoctrinations for us. And we see the psychological damage of that when you grow up and start bleach out your skin because you want to be lighter, because you believe that people of a lighter complexion have more privileges, when you hate your natural hair so much that people are wondering, do the women of that race have a different kind of hair from the men of that race? Because so many of your women choose to put on a straight weave or a wig just to hide the texture of their hair. Don't have nothing to do with beautifying themselves or anything. Because if you catch her on a day when she don't have that thing on, she wrap her head up when she go outside. She won't style her natural hair and go outside. She don't want to be seen that way. See? So indoctrination through religion was one of the biggest indoctrination. You're saying you're happy that you're not raising kids anymore, but I bet you during your time of raising kids, your kids were also indoctrinated in some way. So it continues. It continues. I would more say it's influence than anything else. Influence. Nobody is gonna grab your child, and say, look, this is what you need to do. Come join us. Nobody ever grab them and said that, They're going to seep in. It's gonna seep in through. You might see a little commercial there, and then you see a next little commercial here, and then they switch on a show, and it's there, and then they go to school, and it's there, and then they go out to party, and it's there. They go to the park, and it's there, and then it's everywhere. And then the mind starts to say that this is normal. I've been seeing this since I was born, so this has got to be normal. And that's what it is. Assimilate into society to the point where it becomes normal, to where we don't even bat an eye anymore. That's normal stuff. And it's going to work. It's going to work. See? Morning, Soflo, big up yourself. Sally Edwards, thank you for being here and big up yourself. Kareen, not Karen. That name, Kareen, not Karen. You don't want to be a Karen, right? A lot of women have their issues like alopecia too, not only for self-haters. Well, I'm not talking about them. I'm not talking about who has alopecia. I'm not talking about who is going through radiation, chemotherapy, lost all their hair. I'm not talking about those kind of people. Listen what I said. I'm talking about the people who don't like their hair so much. And there are a lot of sisters that don't like their hair texture so much that you will never catch her outside with her natural hair out. When I say that people of other races actually think that in the black race, the women have a different kind of hair than the men, it's true. It was an interview I was watching, and some beauty expert, she was like, yeah, I used to think that black women had a different kind of hair than black men. And I was like, how come white people have, because I'm white and I have the same hair texture as my husband, as my daughter, as my son, as my mom, as my dad. We all carry the same kind of hair. But I noticed, from a long time ago that in the black culture, black race, the women carry a different kind of hair than the men. And I was just wondering if it was. She actually had a black stylist with her who who was also a friend of hers, who let the secret out the bag, right? And there were other black women in the audience that were saying like, don't tell her everything about us, girl. Don't let our secret out like that. Jeez. But it's because you wear it so much. You wear so much to hide. Oh, this nappy, damn, I need a perm. The kitchen need a touch up. The this, the that. You know, it's there. And anytime we start to talk about that, sisters get really defensive. Sisters get really defensive. But hey, you know, the truth comes with a bit of bitterness sometimes. And if you're a truth seeker, then you will learn to swallow the bitterness, because in that bitterness is some sweetness, is the truth. See? Ask yourself if you're one of those people. Ask yourself when last you went for a whole month with just letting your hair breeze out. Walk, go a road, go to the grocery store, style your natural hair naturally, and went to work or went wherever. And you felt comfortable within yourself. Ask yourself when last you did that. Of course, we're on social media. A lot of people are going to say, I do that all the time. I do that all the time. We can say anything on social media, and I believe you because we're here, right? But in your real life, when everyone leaves and you're the only one, my words are going to ring in your head. The next time you're putting that thing on your head or getting it sewn in or however you do it, you're going to say to yourself, damn, it's been years. And this is what Soflo was talking about. And I really feel uncomfortable going outside with it. And if you think you're not, then do it. Take it off and go. And go for like a week or 2 weeks. Do it. So that you can actually really truly say to yourself, I do it. I go out with my natural hair all the time, right? But I'm telling you, remember, people, when you talk, people look at you like you're alien. I'm a black man. Yes, before anything else, I am a black man. And I was raised in black culture. So I know what I'm talking about. My sisters. I know about the perm. And I say my sisters, meaning my sister, as in the same mother, father, sister, and you out there, black woman, my sisters by DNA. So I know what I'm talking about when I say there are a lot of you who don't like your hair texture. You don't like it because you were made to not like it. You were told for the longest it was ugly. You were told for the longest your hair can't grow. Your hair hard to manage. Now, if I got perm this now because I can't comb this thing, I can't hard to manage. That's how they started out, right? So, I mean, I don't blame it all on you, but after you get to a certain age, there comes a level of responsibility for you to find yourself, for you to start loving yourself, for you to find beauty in yourself, being natural with no additives to you. That's why people are so unhappy. People, you know, them add on this, them add on that, them put on this, them fix up this, and that's the only time they get compliments. That must be depressing as hell. That must be depressing. I go outside on my worst and I get that. So to have to be that way, and then when you go out and natural, you don't get no compliments. That's got to be depressing. It got to start to eat at your mind like, am I ugly? Because only when I put on all this stuff, I get compliments or people even look my way or whatever, right? Good morning, live on the air with Soflo.
Good morning, Soflo. This is New Network Wellness. Sandra Rose from Jamaica, Runaway Bay.
Good morning, Runaway Bay.
Yes, I missed you when you were here.
I was going to say, you know, we just left your beautiful place, right?
I know. When I came down, that's the first place I moved to. I went there.
Oh, man.
And moved around for a little while. I was going down there, but I'm glad I didn't.
Do me a favor and turn your device down, please. It's echoing back and we can't hear what you're saying. We're just getting a horrible feedback.
Can you hear me better?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah. Yes, a little, well, I'm surrounded by this whole goat business, and I'm just being still. But you heard about all that's going on down there.
Say again?
Discovery Bay.
You're breaking up
You
now.
heard about, I said you heard about what's going on in Discovery.
She keep breaking up. You keep breaking up. Every time, this is what you sound like. You heard about. You heard
I'm
about.
gonna call you straight on the landline.
Okay,
I'm
please.
gonna call you on the landline.
All right. We did live last night, and 99% of the people that called in, we couldn't hear them. And I mean, if you're gonna call in, please remember. But you know, people don't know. So hey, I'm gonna accept her call again. Morning.
Morning, Mr.
All right, live on the air with Soflo. This is somebody else. Good morning, fam.
Morning,
All right, your phone breaking up too.
Mr.
Yes.
You students at the hospital me in a me in the hospital and listen to all of the way just call out about talking about and which is not even relevant.
What?
Everything that is happening right now is politics. They want to stick with one vibe start with body. And they come up type of and all type of play black, like all of people.
All right, brother. Me not cut you off, right? But the Vibes Cartel thing, we beat that for 2.5 hours last night. So I'm not even mentioning that this morning on this show. We have 2 topics we're talking about this morning on this show, and may I stick to that.
We're talking about.
We're talking about Superman, the new Superman series. Superman is going to be gay.
Oh shit.
Yes, and we're talking about this mother who has a son that is gay. So our son married to a man, but they can't have children because naturally it's 2 men. So the mother herself is having the baby for her son.
How we do?
Yeah, we have the picture of the mother and the son and the man.
Are we in shirts here again?
Miss Bumbo Clot. Yes. Yes, that's what we're doing it this morning. That
all right.
All right.
So anyway, Superman gay now.
What is his son? Is his son? His son is going to continue the legacy, but his son is bye. Them saying bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
All right, let's tell him goodbye. All right, brother.
All right, brother. Big up.
Just want to say, yo, this word is sick, yeah, brother.
Boys, just things are going on we don't understand here, sir. And
that's true.
Yeah, things are going on we don't understand. And you know, when you're not raised a certain way and certain things is not of how your roots and culture is, it kind of uncomfortable to the spirit. I just saw the thing go.
You know the president of Zimbabwe, right?
Yes.
President Mugabe.
Mm-hmm.
Him have a speech where he come out and him say them actually like a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years ago, them come with this fish thing at Zimbabwe. And the man lock up all the fish there.
Mm-hmm.
And said the only way he's gonna let them out if one of the man then get pregnant, brother.
Me granny.
You ever tell you a while ago?
Mm-hmm.
Only way them come out of prison unless one of them man there get pregnant. So that's my president. But anyway, brother, now like I first time go for it,
See
the first time I'm gonna take everything you do, brother, no lie.
Manners and respect, fam.
Yeah, man, bless
Appreciate
up.
it. Bless up.
Yeah.
All right. So that right there, where him just talk about, that amounts to torture of a human being. You lock up lock up a whole heap of man and then say you know let them out unless one of them in there get pregnant, and that would never happen here. It won't fly here, but that's how the thing goes. Different parts of the world have different rules, laws, and regulations. In certain parts in the Middle East, your teeth them cut off your hand. You don't have to teeth again unless you're gonna teeth with your stubby. And if you teeth again, them chop the stubby even further up and that kind of stuff. So, you know, different rules for different folks. Different nations rule under different book and set of rules, right? All right, the economy is in shambles. You know why? I don't know why. Is the economy in shambles though? People say the economy is in shambles. I'm not feeling that really. I've always had to listen. I come from a life where mommy know how to make the couple pounds of rice and the one bag of chicken. For those of you who live in the US, you know how the bag of chicken go. It comes in 10 pounds, a 10 pound of chicken, and you pay $5.96 for it or something like that. My mother know how to make that go from, and I told you this before, brown stew Monday, curry Tuesday, bake it Wednesday, soup, chicken soup Thursday, fried chicken on Friday, and you yam chicken till you're full, till you feel like, but you had a home cooked meal. You had a home cooked meal. So when people start talking about, oh, the economy is under stress and stumbling and this, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I'm prospering. I'm honestly prospering. You know why? And it's not because I have a lot. And I've noticed this. I'm the guy who everybody else calls and say, put something towards this. You know, have something to give for this. Why? Because I don't spend like that. And I truly try to live by, if I make 100, I'm trying to scrape 80 into savings. And 20, out of the 20, we can see what can go on. Yeah? Pay some bills and might have a good day, eat out somewhere, 80 goes into savings. That's how I try to be. So when them talk about things are crumbling and the economy is in shambles and things are falling, and I've always had to navigate and find a way to survive and make do with a little bit and make my little bit look like a lot. I'm the youth that went to school that had to draw a Nike sign on my shoes, and I was very good at art because my mother used to go buy shoes where never have no name. So when them bring out Nikes, they had Ikes over at Payless, and the Ikes were $20 and $21.99, and the same Nike them were the Air Max, and they were $120. And my mommy ain't doing that because she couldn't afford that, right? So me used to actually get me Ikes and draw me Nike sign on it and pray say it don't rain because I didn't have a permanent marker to put my Nike sign on it. But come from them kind of struggle this. I mean, I understand the whole in shambles nothing. I'm doing quite fine. I'm thankful with a little. And a lot of us could benefit from being just that. Instead of the gluttony, we want more and we want more. And if you're not living like the people you see in Hollywood and on TV, then you're failing. Live on the air.
Good morning. Can you hear me better?
Oh,
Sweet Network Wellness.
loud and clear. Let's hope it stays that way.
Okay. Yeah, ever since the WhatsApp went down with Facebook not too long ago, it's been very bad for us, man.
Okay.
But
Are you in Runaway Bay?
Yes, absolutely.
Before you even start talking, let me just say to my audience, for those of you who have not been back in a while, right? This was my first time going to that side of Jamaica, and I'm telling you that I'm in love, and I'm actually gonna come back. I fell in love with Westmoreland because my wife is from Westmoreland, and I had never been to that side either. Runaway Bay, beautiful. So I'll be back shortly.
Yeah, one of the few places that until lately,
and it's no hustle bustle
keep
there.
their windows open at night.
Yes, I see that. There's no hustle bustle there. Like you're not
No, it's
afraid and
pretty laid
paranoid
back.
and pretty laid back.
But of late,
It's changing.
you know, it's changing, but they're balancing it out. They're not having it. You know, you heard about the whole situation with the Rumble head and all of that
Yes,
business.
yes.
Yeah, they're not having it. When I tell you SouFlo, too close for comfort, I'm not even gonna go into that one. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Really?
But in in any event, the things that you're touching on this morning is amazing. From the LGBT issue, 90s, I was a sexual harassment prevention trainer for government.
Oh man, she's breaking up again.
Breaking up still?
Yeah, now you come back and say breaking up still, and you're clear as ever. But once you start to talk, your sentences go into like the first two words we hear, and then it goes into nothing, and then you come back with the last words. So we're missing out what it is you're actually saying.
Okay, let me speak slower. Yeah, the LGTB issue that you mentioned, the agenda is being pushed. If I'll just say this, if the agenda for human rights, even the whole racism, anti-racism agenda was pushed from back then, as much as that agenda has been pushed, we would see a better world. We wouldn't see the police situation with our folks as much as we see it day in, day out. And I agree with everybody being able to live as who they are, but it's still a situation where our stuff is brushed under the rug when things happen, as y'all need to get over it.
Because we're not unified. I'm gonna say it again. We're not unified.
They are neither, believe it or not. They're unified on one agenda.
Well, they're more unified than we are. We're not unified on any agenda.
Yeah, you're right. In that sense. However, there's a lot of racism and sexism that goes on in that community as well. But that's just one thing. But the other thing I really was calling to talk about is a natural hair thing. I've had my hair the same natural way from high school, 1979, for health reasons.
Okay.
And I need to have Black women go and read a study. It's Black hair study out of Tallahassee University out there. Because what you're saying, let your hair breathe, you know, the justification of protective hairstyle, you're not protecting your health with the so-called protective hairstyle. I'm not saying, you know,
exactly,
wear what you want, do what you want every now and then, you know, the makeup, the this, the that, but just go and read that study before you all get like Soflo hates weaves and he hates this, and his wife wears it sometimes, but she wears her natural hair, if you notice, a lot.
Right.
She's comfortable with who she is.
Yeah.
And I just thought about it because yesterday I went to the beach and I had to go do some business, but it was too late to come home and gel up and all of that stuff. And I even looked at myself. I said, you're down here in Ocho Rios with a nappy looking afro, you know? And it felt so freeing. Because even the men were catcalling me. In fact, I said, I need to come down here looking like me more.
You know,
even the men are being indoctrinated now to prefer that look.
Yeah, well, we're not being indoctrinated now. We always prefer
that look.
We
always
prefer that look, you know. Sisters dictate a lot, but you have the floor, and when you're done, I'm gonna mop up on my end or expound upon on my end. So you go ahead and talk. All right.
But anyhow, I'm gonna leave it right there.
All right.
Just pray for us down here.
Yes, always, and I'm always there, and I'll be back shortly.
Yeah, and I will just say this: Jamaica is wonderful. I've been home 8 years. I'm not even traveling right now. I'm quarantined and I'm loving it. But for 2 years, I've been in quarantine. I haven't been back to the States at all. And I'm a dual citizen. But I will say this: everything that you've reported on over the years, at first I used to be vexed. I was like, man, we hate the country. But that has made me so much more street smart here.
So you were one of them that thought that, man, he must hate the country. You used to think that?
I'm saying way back.
Right.
Way back at first, because it was hard truth to hear about the different things that's going on.
Right.
But since I've been here, I don't even check the Gleaner. I check you first. There's 3 bloggers that I follow. I check you, the other couple of other ones, because y'all are really in the know. And I love what you're doing and showing, that people can actually live and function here. Because it's about 20%, the good got to suffer for the bad.
Right.
And I'm just saying that anybody that's thinking about moving home need to go back and watch some of those street smart, commonsensical things that Soflo has talked about. Seriously.
Manners and respect.
Yeah.
We do it from a place of love.
Keep you.
We do it from a place of love. It's just like when your parents are trying to help you or steer you the wrong way, but you're so hard-headed and you think like, oh, I can't stand mommy right now. I just don't want to hear this. But it's from a place of love. Like no one else will have that deep of a love for you and care that much about you is how much I care about Jamaica and Jamaican people and culture. And that's why I do that from that place. But it's hard for some people to understand because the truth does have some bitterness to it,
Yes.
Manners and respect. Thank you. I appreciate you greatly.
Have a blessed day. And I got to call you on the other business stuff down the line, but have a wonderful day.
Okay, please do. And if you call and can't get me, just remember SouFLoTV@gmail.com and send a note. All right? Blessings.
Yes. Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. So sweet. I get that a lot. Man, I used to think you hate Jamaica so much. And then now I actually really see blah, 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 all that other stuff. I appreciate that. You're not everybody's cup of tea. And sometimes you have to grow on people, but keep pushing forward, keep walking in your purpose, because this is a calling for me. This wasn't me just saying, oh, I want likes and views. This was the hardest way to get likes and views, right? This was the hardest way to gain subscribers, actually. If I want to talk about dancehall and the frivolous stuff, that's the quickest way to rise a channel on YouTube in our demographic. But that right there was just my calling for me. And that comes from a place of genuine love. When I say I hit Jamaica and I feel free, there's no word that can explain it. I could try to explain it to you, but there's no word that can explain it to you to make you understand the freeness that I feel. And I want everybody to do that. When I say my childhood was joyous and I had a beautiful childhood and I was raised by good people, and I wish that the children of today had that around them, man, if I could bottle up that time period in my life and just distribute it to others that are coming up now and coming up under adverse conditions, I would. So it comes from that kind of a place. All right. Who don't understand? Hey, we're often misunderstood, and that's life. I roll along with that as well. Some will come around and some never will. And just so I go, So with that said, she was saying something about her hair and how she's in Ocho with the natural hair and she'll get cat calls and hey, all that. Okay, check this out. Not beating up on my sisters this morning, but I want you to really try this if you're one of those who never did it. Because the unity thing is huge. The unity thing is huge. And it is the source root of a lot of our issues. Oh, how come the LGBT just get together so I know they're forging ahead and their issues get highlighted and headlined while we get swept to the back? And I said it's because we're not united. She's like, yeah, but they're only united on like one agenda. Well, they're united. We're not united upon nothing. And until we can do that, they will continue to sweep all our issues to the side. I've said this before. We are in everybody's religion, everybody's political party, everybody's business, everybody's infrastructures, everything except for our own. You can definitely always find a group of us that's ready to cut and go a next way. And we're talking about coming together. We're talking about bolstering numbers. We're talking about standing in unity and strength. We're talking about, okay, again, a military reference because that's been my time in the military. I want you to watch a military formation and I want you to listen and watch when you hear all in. To see 1,000 soldiers at once, that sound is like That thing is so powerful. Attain, everybody in unison, at ease. It's like, man, that's powerful. Just the presence of that, it's the vibration that comes off of that is powerful. And we're not there. We're not there. We're over here. We're over there. We're in women's movement over here. When the men them need you over here, we're in brothers on the down low over here. When the sisters need you over here, we're in this movement, that movement. We're Hebrew, Jews, Catholic, Christian, this, that, and the other. We're everything. And we can't come together on one accord based on one thing. She said they're unified on one agenda. Okay. Can we get unified on one agenda? The fact that we are just some black people. That's it. Ancestral lineage. That's it. No, we can't. Okay, because we're gonna break it down to who light skin and who dark skin and who has curly hair versus straight hair. Girl, have some good hearing versus this and that. We're gonna break it down in all different kinds of ways. At one point, that was injected anyways by design, but at one point it was. It's been too long now. We know now for a long time how that came to be. So we no longer need to perpetuate that, but still we continue to perpetuate it and we use it as crutches. And we hop on these crutches all the time. See, come off of the crutch them and let's get to our business, but we can't because we're not unified. All right. The whole of we are crabbing a barrel. Yeah, no one even said the whole of we in a farm. Some of us are not. Some of us are not, but it's too many. It's too many. I explained it to you like on this platform before. I literally saw on YouTube, there was a YouTuber, and of course, Caucasian. There was a YouTuber who came out with a t-shirt and he sold 1 million of that t-shirt in a 24-hour period because he made the t-shirt and he was using the money from the t-shirt for some kind of a drive or whatever. And these people was like, buy a t-shirt. It's a simple t-shirt. I'm going to spend that money at McDonald's. I'm going to spend that money here and there and frivolously anyways. It's nothing. Just buy the t-shirt. Our people, majority of them, will do like this. Soflo have t-shirt I sell. So let me see. Him have 250,000 subscribers. So if 100,000 of them buy one t-shirt for $10, let me get out my calculator and do this math here. So if 100,000 of them, just half of them, buy one t-shirt for $10, they go into and they do a math, right? This is a crab in a barrel. Okay, he's already thinking, am I gonna get rich? Can't hold heap of money that. I don't want him to get rich. But I'll still be over here like, big up Soflo and thank you for doing the show and thank you for being here in the morning. I wish you all the best and great success. Or if they see me commenting on something where somebody is in poverty and needs some help, or somebody is needing some kind of a medical intervention that they can't get in Jamaica, and them a GoFundMe to fly out, and they got the approval from the US and they're trying to move and we're trying to help, they don't even see all that. Them just think, Soflo, go take all the money they put in my pocket, him I go rich. I don't want him get rich. That's how we think. To see this white YouTuber, and it was a frivolous cause. I don't even remember what it really was, but it was a frivolous cause. It was like him want to go back to him country where he's really from and vlog from there. I think it's Croatia or something like that. And when he got there and landed, it was like a big, that thing say Michael Jackson land, right? That's how they support their own. So until we get to that level, then we can't keep on complaining about, oh, this person treats us that bad and that person treats, because they see how you treat yourself. They see how you treat your own. So why should we treat you any better? That's how it works. They might not like Chinese people, but I have to use them as an example all the time. They will respect them though, because they will make you respect them. I don't do no business with you. You can't get no money. You can't get no business around here. They will starve you out. They will not show up to any of your meetings, your marches, your anything. When I talk about the 1 and 2 where sprinkle out, where want to be new generation kind of thing. When I talk about the masses of them. They're not jumping on your agendas. They're not lining up with you for your causes. They're not doing nothing. Unless it's about for them something. And the sooner we realize all that is the better we will be, because we'll be able to move forward as a people in a powerful manner. But we can't. We can't. And it's sad. And the older I get is the more I accept it that we can't. A number. We've really done a number on ourselves. Forget they've done a number on us. That was long ago. We've done, and I'm not blind to systematic things that are in place from the old ways that continue to keep that ball rolling, but we know about them, and we've known about them for the longest, but we keep on crutching. True strength for us is in our unity. We can't access it because we let all the small stuff get in the way. Straight up. Yeah, big up to Onstage. Onstage might have been joking. They made a joke the other day, or they made a post. The post said, every something, nobody. Every Jamaican vlogger today. Morning peeps, viewers and subscribers, it's your boy, something, something. And everybody in the comment section was like, this is so true though. Like every Jamaican vlogger now, that's all them, yeah peeps, it's your boy, so-and-so, just go and lick the subscribe button and big up yourself same way and come in and, yeah, so peeps, I talk about the little thing when it's going around and that's what they're trying to say. Now, I didn't expect that from Onstage, but that's Onstage, and maybe he was joking when he said it, because there has been an explosion of vloggers coming out of Jamaica. People find out, say, you can make $1 or $2 out of something, and everybody jumps on because they're trying to make $1. I'm not hating on anybody. There's enough to go around for all. But I left in the comment section and I said, that's not how I introduce myself. I said, welcome to SouFLoTV again. It's your host with the most, that kind of stuff, right? And looking in the comment section, so many people were like, yeah, and the little video where them put up, them just full it up a commercial. You would go there to that channel every single day for free content. Do you stop to think how that person creates this content for you? Do you understand the assignment that this is a business? Some of us are good at it because we actually enjoy doing it. Like the first time I went into the army, or I wanted to go into the military, I signed up for the Marines first, and I picked journalism. The recruiter was trying to trick me into going infantry in the Marines, and I found out last minute. So the day I was supposed to go swear in, I didn't show up, and they threatened me with jail time and all this other stuff. And I said, you can't put me in no jail because I'm a regular person out on the street, and I've been training with them for months, going on these long runs through the place. All this, I never put my hand up and swore in, so I'm not absconding, running off, or anything. I'm telling you, you're not giving me what you promised, and I'm not going. So I went Army instead. I couldn't get journalism in the Army, but I got a hell of a check for, plus I wanted to go infantry at this point. See? So just to say, not to say this or that, but here we are as, oh, them just full it up a commercial. Jesus Christ, man, you can chill with the commercial them. That's how they get paid. That's how they make a little money on the side, right? It is ad revenues that come off of your material. That's why I say if your material has too much cussing in it, too much derogatory content in it, no entity, no big conglomerate is going to look at it and say, attach my brand to that. They're looking for people who are grassroots, growing their audience, have some level of what they call influence, because you have people that tune into you every day. So you must be influencing them in some way. And while they're there, why not put Pepsi on there so they could remember that? Why not put Nike on there so they could remember that, right? That's marketing. Their agenda at the end of the day, bottom line, is money. But I'm trying to show my people that what them do, oh God, I'm tired of the damn commercial. Them can't wait for it to skip. Or they just don't come to your channel at all. Oh, you have too much commercial for film video them. But if the same person says to you, I'll take all the commercials off all of it. Matter of fact, we don't put the commercials on the video. They decide how many they give you. You could do a 2-hour video and you get 1 commercial. You could do a 10-minute video and you get 10 commercial on it. Right? That's not how, it's not our decision as a creator, just to let you all know. So for those of you who think that way, you could stop beating up the people. Soflo, you're greedy, you know? How much commercial you gonna put on the one something? You ever send me $1 yet? No. But you know that I'm a father of 6 though, right? You know that this is a business though, right? You know that I'm a family man though, right? You don't see me out the road and dash show me money on gal and loose gal and partying and foolishness, right? I bring you constructive content on a daily basis. And if I say, give me $5 a month, I scam the boy over there, scam people, you know. $5 a month. Hold on, let me pull up the calculator. So I have 250,000 subscribers. $5 a month from 250,000 people. That's how they go. $5 a month from 250. I rich, the boy gonna get rich. You don't get no money from me. YouTube pay me enough already. As if you know how much YouTube pays. YouTube don't pay us. We get paid through AdSense, which is a whole different entity that works with YouTube, right? And I saw some cents on 100,000 or something. It's not what you think it is. The reason why you see some people are willing and they're not black that are able to do so good to where you see them owning things is usually because they have a loyal audience, and 99.9% of the time is not Jamaican them. It's not Caribbean people. So we hate our own, we fight down our own while we're preaching upliftment and all this stuff, and then we expect things to be better. It never will. Hypocrisy doesn't work. Okay? Raw honesty is what works. That's where my thing is at, anyways. Anyhow, D. Francis, I appreciate you greatly. Thank you so much. So yeah, man, I saw the thing up. People won't even hit your like button. That don't you see when people come in here and they're like, wow, it's like 700 people on the like. There's only 200 thumbs up. Geez, why not at least hit the like button? SouFLo, tell them to hit the like button now. I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to. If you tune in and the thing resonates with you, because I know when you're on Instagram and you're scrolling, you heart everything that you like. You heart everything that you like. So why when you come over here, you can't thumbs up because you like it. You like it long enough to stay for quite a period of time, right? And you come back tomorrow and you come back the next day. I shouldn't have to ask you. But I just do the content anyways because I love it. I love what I do. And a wise man said, find something that you love to do and go 100 at it, and you'll never have to work a day in your life because you'll wake up every day literally doing what you love to do. So whether it makes me money or not, it brings me joy. And that's more important than money. See? All right. Yes, Team SouFLo, raw, honesty for true. Be cryptic. You already know, man. All right. So Jazzy Williams says I'm breaking up. I don't know if it's my device or if it's yours. Now, the other one we're going to talk about this morning, even though we're far into this and I said we weren't even going to go for an hour, let's wrap this up with this one real quick. All right. Let me pull up this so I can show you the picture so you have a good understanding of what it is we're talking about. Pulling up the picture real quick. Trigger warnings and all this. So who don't, them thing, remove yourself right now. Please keep it respectful. So here's the story. And I thought very interesting. That's the picture we're looking at. So the first time I saw this picture, I said to myself, she have 2 men, but then I seen the men were kissing. So I'm like, what is this? Headline says, mom carries baby for her son and his husband. My simple question to you is, I'm telling you, we living in the world is changing at a rapid pace around us. You're going to adjust, adapt, coexist, or get out the way. but it's not going to stop for you, and it's not going to change to what you want it to be. You know, my idea of the world anyway is inside of my head. See, I live in my head, not out here. So enough things are going out here when me not in. But what's going on in my head is what I'm into. So I try to keep in here a certain way. See? So again, that's a mom in the middle. That's her son and his husband. And mommy is going to carry, she is carrying the baby for this couple who is her husband. Somebody tagged this and said, end of days. This is end of days. This brother, I'll call back again. More hear what I said. This is going to be our last call for the morning, anyways. Yes, brother. Morning.
So, yeah, so you just show the two man them, and that woman is going to have which one of them baby? So, all right.
That's exactly what me and wife was saying.
What you call a surrogate mother, but who is going to be the sperm donor?
Why? I would hope that it's her. I would hope that it's her son's husband.
Because Soflo, what's going to happen? She's going to get artificially inseminated.
Correct.
Which means that them are going to inject her ovaries with one of them sperm.
Correct.
Which is weird, but it makes sense to them. So just leave them alone. But who is going to be the sperm donor? Him or the virgin?
I would hope it's the virgin, because it would get extra weird if it was her son.
Okay, that's what me want to find out.
Because them never.
I kind of understand the concept, you know. Because the two of them gay, them can't have no youth, so him would rather feme mother having youth. So what they're going to do is artificially inseminate her with sperm. But who for sperm them are going to use?
We are going to figure that out in a minute. Andrea,
right. Big up to Palmy and Melbourne. Big up to Palmy and Melbourne, Brevard County.
All right. Big up yourself too, family.
Yeah.
The brother is so he is so clear when he says anything. We love to him call him because his phone don't itch, and he reiterates, like, you missed the point, I'm gonna make it again. They are going to artificially inseminate, which means they are going to inject her ovaries with sperm. Now, which sperm? Yo, big up yourself, brother. I appreciate you greatly. See, so yeah, that was the question. That was the question, because I'm no stranger to artificial insemination. We already know what it is now. You know, remember when me I grew up, they used to call people, whatever used to call them again, test tube baby. Who grew up in that era? And it was a disrespect to call somebody that, oh, yeah, test tube baby, you test tube baby. I don't know, I grew up in Miami. Miami was wild. You test tube baby. So we know about the artificial insemination all that long time ago. And couples having one of their great good friends decide that, hey, I'm going to give you this gift. But this one take a kind of different turn because it is her son. It is her son. See? So who is it that she's bringing this? I don't know, man. I just show these things because I don't want to bear this burden alone by myself. When I see them something there, I want to see it too. So I'm not alone. And that's mommy in the middle. And that's her son over her with his husband. I saw the thing go. All right. Listen, let me end up this video so the caller really think is her son. Kitty number 2. Listen. The caller entitled to think anything the caller wants to think because we're living in that kind of time. Me and you might say, the caller really think that though? And then the next time we read an update to this story, it was exactly that. And it make us say, blow that skirt, yo, but I could have never. You know what life has been teaching me? All the things that we think cannot happen, they're happening. All the things we're saying, nah, can't be that. We're late. They've been going on, or is going to happen next. You know? So I'm not put nothing past nothing on nobody anymore. It's like I look at everything now like, yeah, anything is possible. Could be. Could be. But if that's how they want to live their life, who am I? Who am I to say? I can pass my judgment like everybody else will. If you don't want people to pass their judgment, don't put it on social media. Once it's on social media, it belongs to everybody as far as who wants to make a comment on it, right? Now, don't expect everybody to be on the same page as you. I just saw it go. So it is what it is. It's bizarre to me, but maybe me have to go warm up to that one, but it's bizarre to me. It's bizarre to me. How's one woman a mom and grandma same time? LOL. Ah, boy, we're living in that kind of time. Where it's like Uncle Daddy, Granddaddy, Uncle Daddy. So true. Social media is where my business non-depend. Period. Yeah, Renee, if you can't take people's criticism and whatever, then don't. People post stuff on social media and then they get mad when people have an opinion about it. Like, you have to be thick-skinned if you're going to post your business up on social media because it's out there for the world to see. And you really expect that everybody is going to be and all in cahoots with you or be mad at what you're mad at or be happy for what you're happy for. And it's not so it go. It's not so it go. If he's the husband, it might be. Boy, I mean, I know you still have to work, pay your bills. Knowledge is power, so we must empower one another and our children. That's what Faith Shepherd said, and I absolutely agree. All right. By Cryptic said, fact Soflo, the impossible is becoming more 100% possible every day. Them even talk about womb transfer procedures for trans with. Yes, and why do you think Lil Nas X came out with the belly the other day? Softening up the ground for what is to come next. I bet you the first time you see a man walk past you pregnant, a man that you know, you're gonna be like, what the? I know found a woman to, gonna jump on the agenda because you're gonna be like, here what? Now that men could have babies too and still be a man, I want my husband to carry the next one because I'm tired of carrying and I'm tired of that's I draw the line. I draw the line. I don't want no more picnic after that then. But yeah, that's personal. See, next is going to be men carrying babies. Watch. Like he just said, they're working on the womb transfer thing. Oh no, no, what a strike. Eh? The future is here, my friend. The future is here. And all kinds of things are going on. Did you know that that scientists are mixing, you know what, I'm not gonna say. Because they might all remove me. I'm just gonna leave it at that. But when you see some people walk past you and them look half human and half animal, just remember that Soflo was gonna tell you something, but then he stopped. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. But some of the men, they look pregnant. No. from beer and food and drinks and food. That's one different kind of pregnancy. That one there is not good at all. See, my sister said that's the early signs of diseases to come. But so if your belly way out there, so the way you can't see your teely wheelie, you might want to start work on reducing that thing, flush out your insides and all these other things and burn off some of them layers of fat there. Because it's not going to end good for you. See? Chinese judgment and fire upon wickedness. Why? Scientists are mixing human DNA with animal DNA. Yvonne Jacobs. And I didn't have to say it. But you're on point and you know what time it is. All right. I don't know if they're trying to eliminate man, woman, or humans, period, and create a whole new species or whatever, but these things are happening around us. And like I said, for us as we age, the time period ahead, for some people, it's going to be scary because they're not open to anything new. And it's going to be like, oh my God, all right, God, take me now. Take me, take me now. And this I go on. It's going to be scary. I remember when they used to tell us about giants are going to come to the earth and all this stuff. and man heart's gonna fail them when just at the sight of these men, and or women are gonna give themselves over to these giants and all these other stuff. And well, them can't have the woman them, because me can't fight no giant, first of all. So if she wants the giant, she can go ahead with the giant. But heart failing and all this, I think our hearts, a lot of us hearts would fail. If you wake up one day and see a group of people walking around your town that stand about 20 feet tall, you would be in shock. Worse if they don't look human. Enough people have to give out. They have finally come, they're here. They're going to colonize us and enslave us, the planet Earth. And these are all things that are thought to be made up. But like I said, life has been teaching me that all the things that we are saying, nah, that can't happen, impossible. Boom, it happens. Holy, nah, that one I doubt it. It's really, boom, it happens. Oh my God. And I'm always in the, oh my God. Just so I go. All right. These people are trying to play God. We're going to be the end of this according to the Bible. World without end. Amen. Meaning you're just passing through. You will end. World not end. Mama Earth will replenish herself, will erupt, volcanoes bust, burn down if it burn down, water come, wash out if it wash out, replenish and come back again after we cover this and mash it up and everything. But it ain't going nowhere. We are leaving. All right. So on that note, we'll leave this morning by saying your time is very limited here, right? So if you woke up today thinking that you still have forever, I'm just here to remind you that you don't, and you don't even know when you're going. So make use of what you have now. Be in the now, live in the now, be progressive and productive now. All right? While you can. I'm not gonna left it right. That's up to them. Big up to each and every one of you that tuned in and stayed the course. Some people had to leave because they have to go work and all that. Big up to them too. Shout out to each and every one of you. One love, people. All right, from a genuine place. One love. I'll catch you tomorrow morning right here. If anything break later though, I'm going live. All right, go check out the live that we did last night. I tell you, go check it out. I'm out. Peace. Peace, Papa. Papa, you so quiet. You all right?